What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, guys, so we are actually going to continue our coverage over the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, where we actually pick up with Volume 2. When it comes to Volume 2 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, it does contain issues number 5 through 8. Now, with that being said, though, remember, at the end of our last video, we actually saw a brand new bad guy come out of nowhere and be able to actually destroy the command center. Now, with the command center being gone, of course, so is Zordon and so is Alpha. And so right now, the Rangers are in big time trouble at the moment. Now, when it comes to Volume 2, it also tells us that apparently Tommy was not supposed to be the Green Ranger, that apparently Rita was trying to recruit someone else to become the Green Ranger. And the question is, though, who? Who was supposed to be the original option for the Green Ranger power coin? And so to get into today's video, we actually pick up in the past. Now, when we do, we actually pick up 1 month in the past before Tommy had arrived in Angel Grove, which of course means he was not the Green Ranger yet. Now, we actually pick up in Italy. And the reason why, because right now you have the Prime Minister giving out this powerful speech. And of course, it's being played on live television. And so with that happening right there, of course, you have everybody watching, including Rita. Now, the reason why Rita is watching this press conference is because right now you have the Prime Minister basically saying that when it comes to him and his people, they're not scared of Rita or her monsters. And so if she tries to come here, she's not going to scare anybody at all. Now, honestly, I'm kind of like, dude, you have a lot of courage, but at the same time, you're dumb, because if she comes there, your entire country is wrecked. And matter of fact, that is the moment you actually have a monster attack Italy. Now, with that happening, you do have the Rangers step in and with their Megazords, because when it came to Rita, she sent a giant-sized monster there. Either way, it does lead into a battle between the Megazord and this creature that belongs to Rita. Now, this is where I say we begin to learn who was supposed to be the Green Ranger. Not Tommy, someone else. Because while you have the Rangers fighting against the monster, of course they realize the Prime Minister is out in the open. Because again, this man is trying to be all strong and brave and being all like, we're not scared of Rita. And so the monster is about to actually attack the Prime Minister. Now, you do have Jason, the Red Ranger, step in and actually save the guy before he's actually killed off by the monster. Now, when Jason does that, though, the monster is still trying to kill off the Prime Minister. And so right now you have the monster ignoring the Megazord and turning its attention over to Jason and the Prime Minister. And so right when you see the monster is about to kill off Jason and the Prime Minister, you have the Megazord come in and use one final blow to actually take out the monster. Now, the person who was driving Megazord was actually Zack, because again, Jason went down there to save the Prime Minister's life. The problem is, though, when you have the rest of the Rangers get out of the Megazord, most of the crowd is right now cheering for Jason, because they saw Jason actually get out of the Megazord and try to save the Prime Minister by himself. They don't realize that technically Zack saved the day. And so because of that, with the crowd cheering for Jason, the Red Ranger, Zack is kind of upset with the idea that no one is cheering for him, even though he actually saved the day. But we also see that Rita also realized that Zack is also very upset about the idea that he should be the one right now the crowd is cheering for, not Jason. And so with that happening right there, you have Rita wait for the right moment when the Rangers are back in Angel Grove, but Zack is by himself. And the reason why, because that is the moment she sent some putties in to actually grab him and bring him back over to her palace on the moon. Now, this right here tells you right off the bat that Zack was supposed to be the Green Ranger, not Tommy. And this is actually very huge. And so once you have Zack arrive at the palace that belongs to Rita, that is the moment where you have Rita begin the process of actually trying to poison the mind of Zack by telling Zack that technically she is not a bad guy, that in reality she is a good guy. The actual bad guy of this whole storyline is Zordon. Zordon is the reason why the Earth is in bad shape right now. That technically, if she was in charge, the Earth would be in a better place. That technically, she wants to help out the people of Earth get out of their current situation right now. Now, of course, is Zack right now kind of not believing her, but at the same time though, a small part of him does, because as she continues on, she's actually poisoning the mind of Zack, putting that doubt in his mind by saying, hey, listen, you cannot trust Zordon. Zordon is bad. I'm a good guy. I'm trying to actually help the Earth out. And that small doubt is growing and growing in his mind. Now, of course, that is the moment she says, you should join my side. If you join my side, you can become my Ranger, the Green Ranger. Now, technically, this is the moment where the other Rangers find out about the Green Ranger power coin because of Zack. Because with Zack hearing the idea that she has a power coin, and matter of fact, if he takes the power coin, he could become a Green Ranger. And she shows him, like, look at you. You could be this right here. Zack, the Green Ranger, working with me and actually helping the world out. And so, matter of fact, is Zack thinking about accepting Rita's offer? Now, of course, we all know Zack doesn't do it. And matter of fact, you have Zack say no, and he's able to teleport out of there and go back to the command center. And so you have Zack run over to Zordon and tell Zordon, hey boss man, I got some bad news for you. I just found out that Rita has a Green Ranger power coin. Did you know that? Because with her having that, it could lead into big problems down the road. Now we already know it will become problems down the road, but then you'll have the Green Ranger join their side. But for right now, they have a lot of concerns. Now, you have Zack and Zordon say, we have to tell the rest of the Rangers about this, because now it seems like Rita might use that power coin to help her win the war against us. Now you do have Zordon ask Zack to kind of wait on telling the others, because he kind of wants to sit down and actually think about this, because now it seems like Zordon knew Rita had the coin, or he knew that she used to have the coin. He had no idea she actually still possesses the coin. And so right now, he's kind of concerned what she will do with that coin. Who will she give that power over to? And so right now, you have Zack and Zordon realizing a huge problem could come down the road. Now at the same time, as Zack is leaving, you have Zack kind of wondering, can they do more for the Earth? Because what Rita said earlier, Zordon and the Rangers, they technically are not doing that much for the Earth. Yes, they are protecting it, but honestly, that is it. Either way, you have Zack leave the command center. So to close off on this chapter right here, issue number 5, we actually do see Rita right now very upset with the idea that she was unable to actually recruit Zack to her side to become the Green Ranger. And so right now it's her saying, okay, you know what? It's time for plan B. And plan B is going to be someone else. And we already know that plan B was actually Tommy. But then we get into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 6. Now when we do, we actually pick up in the present day, but we pick up with the mother of Tommy. Now right now you do have the mother of Tommy just watching the news. And right now, of course, you have the news talking about a recent battle the Rangers had. The aftermath of that battle. Of course, that'll be all the damages done and of course the homes lost for so many people. And of course with her watching the news, she's kind of like, why did we move here? Why did we come to Angel Grove? It's her right now kind of regretting the idea of coming here. Now that is the moment she realized she has to get her son out of bed and ready for school. The problem is though, when she goes to his room, he is not there. And we know why he is not there. Because right now you have Tommy and the rest of the Rangers about to deal with the Black Dragon, this new bad guy who we have no idea who he is, where he came from, or what he is. All we know right now is that the Black Dragon is a brand new bad guy who was able to blow up the command center. He was able to get rid of Zordon, but on top of that, he cut Alpha in half. Like literally, this man did a lot of damage to the Power Rangers just like that. And so of course you have the Rangers wanting to fight against him to hopefully stop him, but to hopefully use him to bring back Zordon and the command center. Either way, once they do get into battle, that is the moment we kind of find out that the Black Dragon has a particular ability. Now, when it comes to this ability, he's able to use a blast on the Rangers that can begin the process of canceling out their Ranger form. So for example, Jason, when he's right now in his Red Ranger form, when he is hit with the blast, his Ranger form begins to go away. It's the same thing for the rest of the Rangers except Tommy. Now, there is a good reason why, because remember, we learned that Tommy, his power coin is tied to the morphing grid in a different way. And so, of course, it means that the blast right now, truthfully, doesn't affect him like it does to the rest of the Rangers. Now, the Black Dragon is giving the Rangers one heck of a beatdown. I mean, literally a beatdown. And so you have the Rangers realize they have to retreat. They have to get out of there. And so, of course, their main game plan is to escape to the pocket dimension, where, of course, they go there to train at, but it's a way to hide from the Black Dragon. Now, of course, most of the Rangers are able to get away, except for one. And that one Ranger is Billy. And when it comes to the Black Dragon, he's very happy because all he needs is just one Ranger to begin the process of the downfall for the Rangers. And so while the rest got away, Billy, unfortunately, got grabbed and now he is a prisoner. And so once the Rangers do arrive in the pocket dimension, of course, they realize that Billy is not there. And so you have the Rangers wonder, did Billy get captured? And yes, he did. Now you do have the Rangers wonder, can they pull off a rescue mission? Because when it comes to Billy, he is the smartest person on the team. He knows how to use all the different kind of techs the Rangers use. And so, of course, right now, they need Billy here to hopefully figure out how to bring back Alpha, but to also how to bring back Zordon. And so when Jason says, you know what? Let me go ahead and pull up the cameras that are right now pointing towards the command center. And unfortunately, they cannot do a rescue mission. And the reason why? Because right now the command center is surrounded by an army of putties. And so technically it would be a suicidal mission. Now, here's the thing though. You didn't have Kimberly ask Tommy, do you know anything about the Black Dragon? Now at first, Tommy says no, but then he realized there could be some kind of connection, because let's not forget what happened in the last video. Because remember, Rita made a second Dragon Dagger so that she'll be able to actually control the Dragon Zord. But here's the thing though, the Dragon Dagger was actually powered by the Green Ranger Chaos Energy. And so at the end of the last video, while you had the Rangers kind of discussing different things on like what to do with Scorpina, of course the Green Ranger energy was being transported into the second Dragon Dagger. The one belongs to Rita. And so once the dagger was fully charged, it exploded and of course gave us the Black Dragon. And so right now it's Tommy saying there must be some kind of connection between me and also the Black Dragon. Now that is the moment where you have Zach show that he's still upset at Tommy, that right now he still doesn't trust Tommy. Matter of fact, to Zach, he wishes that Tommy would just go away, because every time the Rangers actually go through something, it's all because of Tommy right now. Now you do have Kimberly break up the fight because she reminds them they have to work together if they want to be able to save the world, save Billy, save Alpha, but to also be able to save Zordon as well. And so that is the moment where we actually do jump back over to the Black Dragon. Now, when we do jump over to the Black Dragon, we do see him right now being confronted by, of course, Rita. Now, when Rita arrives, she's very happy with what the Black Dragon was able to do to the Power Rangers, but also to the command center. Now, here comes the next big thing though, because apparently these two characters actually planned this before this entire storyline. We have not seen that yet. And so it's kind of like, okay, when the world did the Black Dragon actually communicate with Rita? When did that happen? Because apparently she had doubts at first, but now seeing what he was able to do, all those doubts had went away. Now you do have the Black Dragon say, listen, the other 5 Rangers got away, but don't worry, they will no longer be a problem at all. Because that is the moment where you have the Black Dragon grab the Blue Ranger Morpher. And when he does, he puts a green Chaos Energy Crystal inside the actual Morpher. And then he released a very powerful blast, which gives them access to the morphing grid. And this leads into another problem for the Power Rangers. And so that is the moment where we kind of find out what happened to the other Rangers when it came to the Black Dragon messing with Billy's Morpher. Because when we do jump back over to the other Power Rangers, we kind of find out they have been officially cut off from the morphing grid, which means right now they can now morph into Power Rangers. Now, it's not all the Rangers, it's just Jason, Trini, Zach, and Kimberly. Because remember, when it comes to Tommy, his connection to the morphing grid is completely different from the other Rangers. And so right now, the Black Dragon technically only shut down the 5 Rangers, red, blue, pink, yellow, black, but not of course the Green Ranger. And so that is the moment where we do jump into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 7. Now when we do, we actually do pick up right now with Billy in the Dark Dimension. Now with Billy being inside the Dark Dimension, he realized that right now he is a prisoner of Rita. Now that is the moment where he also comes to find out that Goldar is there as well. Now remember, Goldar was locked away for losing the Green Ranger, for letting Tommy go to the other side. And so because of that, Rita locked him away as well. Now here's the thing though, you have Billy very confused on why Goldar is here for. And the reason why Billy is confused is because Goldar had failed in the past so many times before. Why now would it bother her? Why now would it bother Rita because you lost the Green Ranger that you deserve to be locked up? That right there makes no sense at all. Now you have Goldar kind of realize it doesn't make sense, but at the same time, he kind of hoping that sooner or later Rita will forgive him and let him out of the Dark Dimension. And so that is the moment where we actually jump back down to Earth. Now, when we do, of course, we officially do pick up right now with Rita and her forces beginning the process of actually taking over the Earth. And so right now you have the Black Dragon doing something to the Megazords that belong to the other Rangers, not Tommy. On top of that, you have Rita right now making herself a new throne in the middle of the command center to kind of say that now she had officially won, that basically everything belongs to her now. The world is hers. Now, while she's kind of enjoying this moment, that is the moment we kind of find out that Alpha is still alive. And right now, Alpha is trying to reach out to the other Rangers to hopefully find a way to actually stop Rita. But then we jump back over to the Rangers, who are still right now hiding in the pocket dimension. Now, right now, you do have Trini looking over the Morphers to figure out what happened to their Morphers, because right now they can no longer morph into Power Rangers. Now, we know why, because the Black Dragon did something to the connection, where right now they no longer have a connection to the morphing grid. And so right now they can now morph into Power Rangers. Now Tommy still can, because again, his connection to the morphing grid is completely different. But when it comes to the rest of the Rangers, they can't do anything at all. And right now, is Trini very upset with the idea that she does not fully understand how the morphers actually work, because that was Billy's department. He was the tech guy. But on top of that, she's very worried about Zordon and Alpha. And so right now, it's her just getting very upset. And you do have Jason try his best to comfort her. But of course, it's kind of like, dude, look around. It's a whole lot of things going on right now. She has the right to be very upset. But then we actually pick up with Tommy. Now, when we do, we actually see Tommy right now rewatching the film of him and the other Rangers fighting against the Black Dragon. Now, the reason why he is doing that is because right now, it's technically Tommy saying, it's my fault. It's my fault for the Black Dragon being here right now. If I wasn't around, the Black Dragon would not be here at all. And the Rangers would still be Rangers right now and being able to actually stop Rita. Now, that is the moment where you have Kimberly arrive. Now, when Kimberly arrives, of course, this is her right now trying to comfort Tommy because she realized what he is doing right now. He is beating himself up and blaming himself for what happened to the Power Rangers and for the Black Dragon being here. But right now, it's Kimberly saying, it's not your fault. Like, technically, you were just a pawn in Rita's plan. You had no control over that at all. And so please, do not beat yourself up. Now, that is the moment where you have Tommy say, well, yeah, but the team doesn't like me. And that is the moment where you have Kim say, no, that right there is actually not true. We do like you, it's just it's going to take some time for different members to actually trust you. But once they do trust you, then they'll realize you are a good person. But you have to give us time to adjust to you being on the team. Now, this is also another moment we can say where right now is Kimberly and Tommy beginning the process of dating very soon. And so that is the moment where you have Rita make an announcement to the entire world. Now, when she does, this is her right now saying that she has won, that she was able to actually defeat the Power Rangers. And right now she has control over their Megazords. And so because of that, she's saying, listen, I'll give you guys 24 hours to give me the power of all your countries around the world. Because if you don't, I'm then going to use the Zords as a way to attack different cities or different areas across the world until all world leaders give me power over the entire world. And so right now, this is Rita saying, I have officially won. And so that is the moment where we do jump over to the Rangers. Now, when we do, it's the Rangers right now trying to figure out what to do next. Like, how in the world are they going to stop Rita? Now, that is the moment you have the guy say, we have to get Billy back. Now, here's the thing though, where is Billy? Now, you do have Tommy say, listen, I think I have an idea. I think I know where Billy is being held at right now. He's being held in the dark dimension. But for us to get there, we have to go to Rita's palace. And Rita's palace is on the moon. Now, the reason why the team want to get Billy back because Billy is the tech guy. And with him being the tech guy, he would be able to fix the morphers and hopefully get the morphers to reconnect to the morphing grid. And so, of course, they gotta save Billy. But the problem is though, Rita's palace is on the moon. How in the world are they going to get there? And that is the moment you have Tommy say, my Megazord, the Dragon Zord. It's the only Zord that right now Rita and the Black Dragon do not have full control over. And so that is the moment where we actually do see Tommy right now using the Dragon Zord as a way to travel through space to hopefully get to Rita's palace. Now, with that being said though, Jason came along with him. And honestly, it makes sense because Jason is the team leader. It would make sense for him to be there. Either way right now, you do have Jason right now saying, listen, we have to work together if we're going to actually pull this off. Now, while you have our two heroes right now traveling in space over to Rita's palace, well, that is the moment they get attacked by the forces of Rita. But on top of that, they're also being attacked by, of course, the Black Dragon. And so you have Jason say, listen, Tommy, go ahead and go down to Rita's palace and get Billy back. I will use the Dragon Zord as a way to hopefully buy you some time by fighting off, of course, Black Dragon, but to also fight off the forces of Rita as well. Now we do jump over to Zach and Trini. Now when we do, it's technically Zach and Trini right now kind of discussing the idea that right now the Rangers are going through a lot at the moment. And on top of that, they're very concerned for Tommy, Jason, Billy, and also Zordon and Alpha. And so right now it's Trini saying, can we actually pull this off? Now that is the moment they realize their computers are going off. And the reason why, because they're being contacted by Alpha. Alpha was able to send himself through some kind of signal over to the computers the Rangers are using right now in the pocket dimension. And so right now the Rangers are able to have Alpha back with them once again. But getting back over to space right now, we actually do see Jason trying to use the Dragon Zord right now to buy Tommy enough time to hopefully find Billy, while he tries to fight off, of course, the Black Dragon. Now, as we saw earlier, the Black Dragon is a very powerful character, and so with the Black Dragon being a very powerful character, of course you have the Black Dragon right now beating down on Jason, who's trying to use the Dragon Zord right now to hopefully stop Black Dragon for the time being. And so with Jason right now getting his butt kicked, Tommy realized that Jason needs help, because guys, remember, Jason can't morph right now. He cannot turn into the Red Ranger. And so right now, it's kind of like, oh my God, he's in a weaker state right now. He could possibly die. And so you have the Dragon Zord just floating in space with Jason right now unconscious. Now you do have Tommy try his best to go back to the Dragon Zord, except that is the moment he's grabbed by, of course, the Black Dragon. And so that is the moment where we do jump over to the final chapter of this volume, where we actually pick up with Skull and Bulk. Now, right now, you have our two characters kind of using their podcast as a way to say, look at the world right now. The world's getting messed up right now, thanks to Rita taking over the Megazords and using Megazords as a way to actually attack the world. And so right now, it seems like the public has lost all hope in the Rangers actually saving the day. It seems like Rita had officially taken over the Earth. And so that is the moment where we actually do pick up with Tommy right now fighting against the Black Dragon. Now this fight honestly is not a fair fight at all. Literally, Tommy is about to get his butt kicked big time. But at the same time though, Tommy honestly does not have a choice here. He has to fight against the Black Dragon so that he'll be able to actually save Jason, who's right now unconscious and who's right now stuck inside the Dragon Zord that's right now floating in space. And so you do have Tommy try his best to fight against the Black Dragon. The problem is though, right now, the Black Dragon is in Mega Zord size. And so right now, it's technically not a fair battle for Tommy. But unfortunately, Tommy has no choice. Now, luckily for Tommy, Jason does wake back up. And when he does wake back up, of course, he does regain control of the Megazord, Dragon Zord, and of course, tries to save Tommy's life. Now, with that happening, you also have Tommy and Jason being able to actually rip off the arm of the Black Dragon. Now, that right there is very crucial. And the reason why, because now they can take that back to their new base and to hopefully learn more about the Black Dragon and to find a way to actually stop him once and for all. But unfortunately, their rescue mission for Billy is a complete fail. And so that's when you have Jason and Tommy being able to actually arrive back to the pocket dimension. Now, when they do, of course, they are confronted by the other Rangers there as well. Now, that is the moment you have Zach and Trini tell Jason and Tommy, hey guys, listen, we were able to get Alpha back. Yes, right now he's only on the computers, but at the same time though, he's here right now. Now that is the moment where you actually have Alpha say, listen, the reason why you guys cannot morph right now is because what the Black Dragon did to Billy's morpher. And that is the moment you have Alpha say, technically with Billy's morpher, the Black Dragon was able to cut your connection to the morphing grid. And so with that happening, you guys cannot morph until that connection is actually restored. And so right now, the Rangers wondering what can they do? And the reason why they're freaking out right now, because remember, Rita said they only have 24 hours left until she begins to attack different cities across the world. And right now that countdown is down to 4 hours. And so right now they have to find a way to stop before the Zords go out there and attack different areas across the world. And so then we jump over to Black Dragon. Now, when we do jump over to Black Dragon, it's Black Dragon right now technically being confronted by, of course, Rita. And right now you have Rita saying, listen, I'm very upset with the idea that you let Tommy and Jason get away. You had them right there in your grasp. What happened? And he says, listen, I'm sorry. I just slowed down for a quick moment and they were able to overcome me and get away. Don't worry, the next time I see the Green Ranger, I am going to kill him. Now, here's the thing though. He said the Green Ranger. And it seems like right now, when it comes to the Black Dragon, his main goal is to just kill off the Green Ranger and help Rita take over the world. Now, the other Rangers, if they die, cool. That's just bonus prizes. His main objective right now is to kill off the Green Ranger. And so to Rita, she's wondering, what did Tommy or a past Green Ranger do to you? Like, what is your deal with the Green Ranger? Now we do jump back over to Billy. And remember, right now, Billy's being held in the Dark Dimension. Now, with him being held in the Dark Dimension, he's also there with Goldar. Now, this is the moment where you have Billy continue to wonder, why did Rita lock him away for? Because again, when it comes to Goldar, he had failed so many times in the past, but she never locked him up until now. And of course, you know why he got locked up, because he lost the Green Ranger. But again, though, he just failed once again. That's it. Why this time was so big to her to have him locked up. And so, of course, right now is Billy saying, hey, Goldar, I'm sorry, but I feel like right now to Rita, you're nothing. She no longer looks at you the way she used to. As a matter of fact, you should as well change your way of how you look at her, because right now she looks at you as nothing. And here you are right now still praising her as a queen. You're still in love with her, and that right there is honestly not okay. But then we get back over to Tommy. Now when we do jump over to Tommy, he's right now having to sit down with Zach. Now this is Zach saying, hey man, listen, I realize that you're not a bad guy, that actually you're a good guy. That matter of fact, I'm sorry for the way I actually had treated you. Because honestly, I guess because you were a bad guy, I still look at you as a bad guy. But I should realize that you were technically being mind controlled by Rita. That now you're trying to be a good guy. That you're trying to work with us. And so unfortunately, the way I treated you was wrong, and I'm sorry for that. And so I'm hoping that you'll forgive me. And honestly, you have Tommy say yes. And so this begins the process of Tommy actually beginning to fit in with the team. Now, here's the thing though. Tommy has no idea that technically Zach was supposed to be the Green Ranger first. Not Tommy, Zach was. But either way, you do have the two guys begin the process of actually making a friendship. And so that is the moment where we actually do see Tommy right now coming to the rest of the Rangers and saying, hey guys, listen, I think I know of a way to basically help you guys get your powers back. And he says, listen, when it comes to the Black Dragon, he has the ability to take your Ranger forms away or to cut your connection to the morphing grid. But what if we use his arm that we were able to get, but on top of that, use my morpher to help you guys rebuild the connection to the morphing grid? Because remember, the Green Ranger power coin is also connected to the power grid, but just in a different way. And so right now, Tommy's saying, listen, let's use my morpher in his hand to kind of use my connection to hopefully rebuild your connection to the morphing grid. And honestly, that right there is not a bad idea at all. The problem is though, when they go through his plan, they do get their powers back. They do become Power Rangers. It's just that they all become Green Power Rangers. And this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.